Dear YouTube gods, I seek your assistance in getting my channel more likes, comments, and subscribers. I promise to provide you with consistent content and a bountiful harvest. I will also attempt to be more transparent on my channel to prove my loyalty to my viewers and the platform. That's why I am launching a new series focused on such pious transparency. I pray for our mutual prosperity forever and always. Sincerely, Jack. Hey everyone, my name is Jack, and after speaking at length with the YouTube gods, I have decided to launch a new series documenting my path towards financial independence. On YouTube, there are a number of popular channels that were started by people who were already fairly successful when they explained what they did to become financially independent. Think Graham Stephan and Meet Kevin, among many others. I like both of their channels a lot, and they were actually a big inspiration for me to start my own. While they still explain what they are doing to build more wealth, they are already wealthy, and that's fine. They provide a lot of great advice and perspective. But I want to try this. I want to show you guys my path to financial independence in real time. The ups, the downs, and everything in between. You will watch it all as it actually happens. If all goes well, I'll get there quickly. If not, then you will be able to learn immediately from my mistakes as they happen. This will not be a short series. It will take probably years to get there without some crazy debt magic, but building wealth takes time and consistency, and that's going to be a theme of this entire series. At the end of every month, I'll review my current status. How much did my holdings increase or decrease? Did I take on any new debt? Did I pay off debt? What's my net worth at? What am I planning on doing next? All of this should provide you with a lot of insight and hopefully inspire other people to take the path towards building their financial futures. So what's my goal? What does financial independence mean for me? Before I answer that, as many of you already know, I am married to my lovely wife, Emily Ann. Because our finances are tied together, including being joint owners in our brand new real estate holding company, most of the finances I'll be going over will be our joint finances. It's basically impossible to split our finances apart at this point, and will be forever. Just look at this home decor. That said, my goal is to reach financial independence by 2025, which is when I turn 28 years old, and have 1 million net worth by 2027, which is when I turn 30. Financial independence for us means around $30,000 in annual passive income. That is certainly not a massive number, but that should be more than enough to cover all of our expenses, giving us a lot more freedom in our life and career choices. Remember, that would be money coming in without us having to go to work or otherwise hustle for it. It's passive after all. I'm sure anyone wouldn't mind an additional $30,000 in passive income. I guess now would be a good time to go over our starting net worth by breaking down our current assets and liabilities. Let's start with the good stuff, the assets. Currently, we actually have about $45,000 in cash, which is really a lot for the amount of assets we actually have. That's because we're actually gearing up for a real estate purchase in the very near future. More on that to come. We also hold about $45,000 in stocks and securities. A lot of this is actually short-term and medium-term bond holdings. Again, gearing up for a real estate purchase to make sure that we are liquid enough and that we aren't subject to too much short-term market volatility before we make that purchase. I also currently have about $5,800 in a Vanguard Roth IRA that I started when I was 18 years old. I have not maxed it out in any year because I haven't actually made a lot of actual income, so it's not necessarily worth it to put that much of my income towards retirement and locking it up. Granted, you can pull your contributions freely from a Roth IRA. I just would rather not do that, and I would rather leave it in the account and never touch it again until I get to retirement. And the biggest asset of them all, at least that we currently have, is our condo, which I bought in Rogers Park in stunning Chicago for $153,000 back in 2018. It appraised for $167,000 when I bought it, and I'll just assume that because of the neighborhood and how great Rogers Park is, it's appreciated up to a respectable $170,000, if not more. This gives us a total asset amount of $269,673.16. Now, of course, we are not without liabilities. We currently owe about $167,000 to two main sources, that being a promissory note that we have with a family member that's due in a few years, as well as the government for the student loans that they have so graciously given to us. We also owe about $20,000 from a draw that we recently took out on our HELOC. We'll actually be using our HELOC to invest more aggressively in the near future. For those of you who don't know, a HELOC stands for a home equity line of credit, and it's basically a giant low-interest credit card attached to your home. This gives us a total amount of liabilities of $187,076.04. And that means that our starting net worth for this series is $82,597.12, giving us a debt-to-equity ratio of 69%, and meaning that we need to increase our net worth by about $11,000 every single month on average in order to reach the goal of reaching $1 million in the next 7 years. However, it's not necessarily all uphill from here. Emily Ann is attending a rather expensive program at Northwestern University to become an audiologist, and we still have a few semesters worth of payments to get through. We will take on at least another $40,000 in student loans to fund that program, money that is not going to a hard asset. But we think it'll be worth it in the long run, not only financially, but also because Emily Ann's dream is to work on pediatric cochlear implants, which for those of you who don't know, are special implants for kids with hearing loss. I call it Noble. But I'll document that as we move along in the series. I think what separates the best YouTubers from all of the rest is their level of transparency. As an added bonus, you'll be able to critique my actions in real time or ask questions about why I'm doing something as opposed to doing something else. While I'm on this adventure, I will periodically update a net worth tracker that compares my progress to my goal of reaching $1 million in 7 years. I've included a link in the description if you want to take a look at it now. Again, I'll be updating this as we go along. So how am I going to reach this seemingly lofty goal? Well, the bulk of the heavy lifting will be done via real estate investing. I actually am in the middle of negotiating with a seller right now for my first out-of-state investment deal, more on that to come very soon. At the same time, I will be investing a significant portion of my portfolio in stocks. This will be a little more straightforward as I'll be putting money into the market and letting it do work. It will predominantly be in index funds and a portfolio that I'll be creating in M1 Finance. More on that also to come this month. I will also diversify my holdings by investing in notes via Lending Club, if not other platforms as well. I'll be very exposed to the stock and real estate markets, which are fairly closely correlated. I want to create other streams of income as well, and note investing is another simple way to do that. Of course, these will not be my only sources of net worth, but will definitely make up most of it barring something very unusual happening. As you've probably suspected, I will be taking on quite a bit of debt as I move towards this goal. If I'm right on my projections, I'm probably going to have anywhere from $2.5 to $3 million in mortgages by the time I reach $1 million in net worth. There are certainly risks associated with this amount of debt. Thankfully, I am still young and interest rates are still pretty low, and if I make a mistake, I do have some time to make it up, but I obviously still want to be careful. Thankfully, I'll be focusing on taking out good debt and use it towards productive assets, not taking out debt to finance unnecessary expenses. On the first of every month, I will post a new episode of this series with a detailed net worth breakdown. If you don't want to miss any of these episodes, be sure to subscribe and click the bell for notifications. And there you have it. I'm very excited to get started on this series and working towards my goals. I really want everyone to benefit from this process, to see what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong. And by the time I get to my goals, which I definitely will, there will be a nice detailed record of the entire thing. Well, that's all I got for this one. If you like this video and this series idea, be sure to give this video a like as it helps the channel out a lot. If you have any questions or are just pumped up about getting this series started, be sure to leave a comment below. And be sure to subscribe to the channel so you never miss an update. Got a lot of things in the works right now that I'm really excited about and don't want you guys to miss out. Till next time, take care.